Good morning, my algebros. So here's our post-test lesson, right? So before we talked about how sometimes we have inequalities and we haven't used them in a while in chapter 2. So now we're going to do linear inequalities. So we are going to graph each inequality, and it's a little bit different. So let's look at number 1. And all of this, I have this video for, so you can just walk through step by step. So we know we use y equals mx plus b. So I obviously start with my b, and then I do my rise over my run. So I'm going up 2 and over 3, and I put my point there, and I draw my line as usual. Now I look at what this says. It says y is greater than or equal to 1, right? Because if x was 0, we just go straight to the y-intercept. So y is equal to or greater than 1. So that means it can be 1, so it can be on this line, or it can be anything bigger than this line, right? So all of these can be solutions. And we'll talk about this more next class period. So then I look at these questions down below, and it says, can it be included on the boundary line? Yes, it is on the quadrant, on the line, first of all. And are there solutions in quadrant 1? Yes. Is there solutions in quadrant 2? Yes. Is there solutions in quadrant 3? Yes. But there is not in quadrant 4, so I don't circle that one. Number 2, I start with my y-intercept of -3, and you can pause the video and go ahead and try number 2 on your own. So when I do number 2, I start at -3, I do my rise over my run, and this time I see that y is greater than 2, so it cannot be on the boundary line. So I just go ahead and dash that line. I erase a little bit, making it a dash line, so that I know it does not include it on that line. And then it's anything bigger than -3. So what's bigger than -3? Well, -2 and everything above. And notice when I shade, I don't touch the line because it cannot be on the line. It has to be bigger than the line. All right, let's try number 3. I start with -1. And these are, there are solutions in quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it's not on the line. Number 3, I start with -1. I do my negative slope, and I check to see, can it be equal to this? And it can, so I leave that line solid because it can be on the line. And then it can be less than or equal to -1, so it can be -1 or anything less than -1. And when I look at what it could be down here, of course, it could be on the boundary line, and the answers are in quadrant 3 and 4. I think there actually is one in quadrant 2 as well. Okay, number 4, I'm going to go ahead and use my y equals mx plus b again. Go ahead and pause the video and do these 3, and then check your solutions, okay? So I'm going to start at -2. I'm rising 1, running 1, and it's a dashed line because it's not equal to, and it's anything less than -2. So this time it's not on the boundary line. Quadrant 1, 3, and 4 has answers. Number 5, I start at 1. I have a negative slope, and it can also not be on this line, so I have to dash it again. And it's anything bigger than 1. It cannot be 1, but anything bigger. So notice I don't touch the line with my shading. Number 6, I start at 3. I'm going down 1 over 1. And it can be this, so I keep a solid line. And it's anything less than 3, 3 or less. And I circle it. Can be there, and it's on everything here. And when I fill in all these letters, I find out that she was tired of raising kids. Ma. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the other side. Flip that. On number 4, I isolate. I got to move the x and the 2. Then I can go ahead and graph. I start at -2. It's a negative slope, and it can be on the line. and anything bigger than the line. Number 5, I have to isolate my variable, and I have to get rid of the negative, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that sign again. Start at -1, rising 2, running 1, and anything less than that. Right? Oh, got to dash that line. Yep. Number 6, I move the x over, divide by 4. This is a direct variation where I start at 0 and then I go down 1 over 4, and it's a dashed line because it cannot be on the line, but it can be it can be greater than 0. Number 7, I got to isolate the variable, moving over the 8x. I'm going to do this one below here so I have more room. And dividing off the 3. And I can see that I'm going to need to use the negative on the 3, not the 7, because I start at -3. And I'm going to rise 7 and go over -3 in order to fit on the graph. And this is, of course, a dashed line because it's not equal to. And it's anything less than -3. Number 8, I have to evaluate my expression first, distributing that 2. And then I solve for my y value. Again, I'm dividing by a negative, so I have to flip that sign. And I'm going to go ahead and graph a little bit weird. It's at -2.5, -2.5. Then I'm rising 1 and running 1. And it's equal to or less than. And number 9, I simply have to add the 2 to both sides. And this is a 0 slope line. So I start at 2 and it goes across the whole thing, and it's equal to, so it can be on this line or less than this line. All right. And that is all. And I'll see you next class period.